Overwatch 2's newest hero, Vendetta, was just revealed, and I'm going to be getting into everything that you guys need to know about Vendetta so you guys can take over and dominate with her when she drops in the hero trial coming up very soon. Let's get right into it. So Vendetta is actually going to be Overwatch 2's first ever melee DPS hero. I know a lot of people were kind of hoping that she was going to be a tank hero, but I mean, I guess we're getting 2 DPS this year, and Vendetta is one of them, and she looks very, very fun. But for those of you who play Rivals, she might look a little familiar with some of her abilities. But as somebody who mains Magic in Rivals, I'm going to break down the abilities for you guys, and I am very, very excited for Vendetta to come out into the game. So let's get right into the ability breakdown. All right, so her primary and secondary fire. Her primary fire is a combo of swings that ends with a destructive overhead slash. Her secondary fire is a block, and it reads, reducing frontal damage and deflects melee attacks. Blocking damage depletes energy. I think it's important when talking about her abilities to bring up her passive, which reads strike enemies to increase movement and attack speed. So putting this all together, if you guys play Marvel Rivals, you know that Blade has an ability where the more he attacks somebody, the faster his attacks get. Vendetta sounds like she has something very similar to that as her passive, so think of it like that. And her primary has a combo of 3 slashes that ends in an overhead. Her deflect is also kind of similar to Blade's in a way where instead of deflecting back to people, it sounds like it's just going to block incoming damage. All right, next let's talk about her abilities, and I actually like this clip because you can see all 3 of them being used here, and we're going to talk about them in the order that they show up. So the first one is the Whirlwind Dash. And this is pretty much exactly like Magic's ability where she spins and hits a bunch of people. It's pretty much the same thing, rush forward into a circular slash, so she goes forward and spins in a circle with her sword. Next is Projected Edge, and it says available while warding stance is active, so when you're blocking you can do this ability, and it consumes energy to fire a projectile. So again, a lot like Magic where she charges up a projectile that she can launch and throw at people, but the only difference here is you have to be blocking with Vendetta to use this ability. And the last ability is Soaring Slice, and it reads hurl your sword into the direction you are facing and then fly to it. So this can be a pretty good traversal ability to get around. It looks like it has a slam at the very end of it that does damage. So yeah, this looks like a good like get out of jail free card if you get knocked off the map, or just something to navigate or engage and disengage with. All right, so the ultimate is a little tricky. I think the background footage I'm showing right now is the ultimate, I would assume. It's called Sundering Blade, and it reads cleave through most defenses, deal sever damage to enemies in front of you. So sounds like a slam kind of attack that she shoots something on the ground that does sever to anybody that gets hit by it. I think this will be a pretty good ultimate. I wonder how long she's vulnerable in the air for. As you guys can see right here, she kind of hangs in the air for a second before she launches it out, and it looks like she charges up her sword. So if she hangs in the air like this, it'll probably be kind of easy to counter because I'm assuming you can just shoot her down, but maybe she gets over health or something like that, so it's harder to kill her when she's stuck like that. All right, next we have her perks, and her minor level perks are Siphoning Strike, which reads overhead strike gains 30% lifesteal, so just some survivability tools. Relentless Onslaught can stack 3 more times, increasing attack speed by 5% and movement speed by 4% per stack. And that one sounds like it's going to be the pick there. That honestly sounds like a major perk. Just being able to increase your overall DPS output and movement speed as a minor perk sounds kind of crazy. So I definitely think that's going to be like the preferred one, and I don't really see a world where that one's not the one that's picked most of the time, because yeah, that just like it just being able to stack it 3 more times that increases your attack speed by 5% is a little bit insane. All right, so for her major perks, we have Swift Vengeance. Last player to land a killing blow on you becomes a target. Eliminate the target to gain 125 overhealth and reset cooldowns. And that one sounds a little bit interesting. I want to see how that one works in game. So from my understanding, like if somebody kills you and land a killing blow on you, when you respawn, if you go and kill that target, you'll gain 125 overhealth and reset cooldowns. To me, if I'm understanding what that means correctly, like it's only really useful if you're dying a lot, and you don't really want to be dying a lot in Overwatch, so I don't know if that one's going to be used that much. The other one says Raging Storm. Whirlwind Dash continues to spin, hitting 3 more times for 40 damage in a wide area. That one just sounds like an overall flat-out buff, and I'm going to be using that one when I try to use Vendetta. Just adds 3 more spins to your dash that spins around. That does 40 damage each. You could probably delete a support with that, so I think that one's going to be the move. Vendetta is going to have a hero trial from November 26th to December 1st. You guys can try out the character a little bit early before she comes out in Season 20, and the Season 20 comes out on December 9th. So if you guys want to try her out, again, she'll be available from November 26th to December 1st in a limited time hero trial, and then launches on December 9th with Season 20. Do you guys think that Vendetta is going to be meta? Do you think she's going to dominate Overwatch 2 when she comes out? Or do you think she's going to be overhyped and not really play that well for Blizzard's first melee hero? I personally think she's going to be really fun, and I can't wait to see what Blizzard's take on melee heroes are. We've seen them work really well in Marvel Rivals, and I have no doubt that Blizzard can make them work here in Overwatch 2. I'm going to be going back to hero shooter content on this channel moving forward. You guys are going to be seeing a lot of Overwatch and Marvel Rivals content both. If you guys want to see more content like that, please stick around, and thank you so much for watching this video. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.